Part 72. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 711. Several peak masters around him, including Millennium Killer, couldn't help but look at Su Yang when they heard this, their eyes full of curiosity. Su Yang, you seem to be very confident. Tell me honestly, what level have you reached now? Qian Kill couldn't help but ask. Grandpa Qian, let's watch the battle. You will know later. He showed a smile and did not answer the question of Millennium Killing. Instead, he looked at Guoyi and Ji Feng. At the same time, he unfolded his consciousness and observed the surroundings vigilantly. At this moment, damn it! After Ji Feng stabilized his figure, he said angrily, indigenous people of the earth, you are actually playing tricks on me. So what? Guoyi held a feather fan in his hand, his whole person was pure and refined. He smiled softly and said, now that I have lost one of your arms, I am more confident in facing you. Ah! Ji Feng stared at Guoyi, his eyes full of murderous intent, and gritted his teeth and said, bitch, I'm going to kill you and cut you into pieces to satisfy the hatred in my heart. Take your soul contract first. Haha. Guoyi deliberately angered Ji Feng. Ji Feng remembered his previous behavior, like a big fool, and suddenly became furious, raising his hand to break up the soul contract. Suffer death. Immediately afterwards, Ji Feng no longer hesitated and rushed towards Guoyi with murderous intent. Guoyi became serious, activated the cleaning fan, rose into the air, looked down from a high position, and suddenly fanned out a terrifying wave of air. Ji Feng condensed a protective barrier and rose into the sky at the same time. Although it was difficult, he withstood Qing Fan's attack and got close to Guoyi. He has already seen that the cleaning fan in Guoyi's hand is his biggest support. The most powerful way to clear the fan is to fan out this kind of air wave. That's why Ji Feng rushed forward and wanted to fight at close range. But Guoyi didn't let him get his wish. His figure flickered, he distanced himself from Ji Feng again, and then waved the fan. This time, Ji Feng dodged sideways and then pursued Guoyi. Just like that, the two of them were chasing each other in mid-air. Every time Guoyi fanned the fan, he would quickly change his position and wave the fan again. Ji Feng kept chasing, but could not touch Guoyi. The tug of war begins here, and within a short period of time, the winner will inevitably be indistinguishable. The other side. The battle between Wu Qingying and Master Fengzi continues. After Master Fengzi held the purple gold hammer, he suppressed Wu Qingying throughout the whole process, beating Wu Qingying to retreat. But with Wu Qingying's vitality and blood strong, although he was passive, he would not be defeated. But more than 4 minutes have passed now, and Wu Qingying's state will soon be over. By then, she will definitely be defeated and may even be in danger of her life. On the other hand, Master Fengzi, although he forcibly activated the purple gold hammer and suffered backlash, it was still within control. He was just a little pale and the spiritual energy in his body was consumed too much. But as long as he can suppress Wu Qingying and defeat him, he can take a few pills and recuperate for a few days before he can return to his peak. Wu Qingying, I think you are at the end of your strength. You must be unable to maintain your peak energy and blood state. At this time, Master Fengzi sneered, now, you can die. I used my strongest means to defeat you, and you are proud enough. Mr. Fengzi sneered again and again, then raised the purple gold hammer and slowly uttered 2 words, shock, thunder. As soon as he finished speaking, the purple gold hammer came down. Wu Qingying refused and said, my old bones have run out of fuel. I can bear it with a full blow, but I'm afraid I won't be able to fight anymore. Next moment. The same was true for everyone at the scene. Hundreds of eyes were looking at Wu Qingying in unison. Everyone held their breath and the surroundings were silent. Boom. Seeing this, Wu Qingying remained calm and stood there waving his arms to gather strength. The thunder and lightning above the 9 heavens attached to the purple gold hammer, and together they killed Wu Qingying. Good. Su Yang nodded and said seriously, Junior will not let you down. At this moment, the hearts of all the ancient warriors were clenched. Is this the end of Wu Qingying, the #1 person in the ancient martial arts world? Puff. Although she tried to stabilize her body, she fell down in the end, lost consciousness and fell from the sky. Wu Qingying reminded, there are 2 people secretly, a little weaker than Mr. Fengzi, but the 2 of them join forces and cannot be underestimated. Just keep an eye on them. We still have a chance to win by surprise, so there is no need to risk it for me. Then there was thunder. At the same time, thunder and lightning rolled in the dark clouds, rumbling with overwhelming force. Su Yang sensed the power of Jinglei and secretly sent a message, do you need me to take action? Haha, old thing, if you are going to die, let me give you one last ride. As he spoke, he looked at Wu Qingying high in the sky. If you are exposed and face a head-on confrontation, your chances of winning will be much smaller. Wu Qingying was obviously aware of the person hiding in the dark. Above high school. But it's a pity that Wu Qingying is at the peak of the martial saints, the #1 person in the ancient martial arts world, and very strong, so he took it on abruptly. I actually took it? Master Fengzi could no longer delay, and his own situation was not optimistic, so he decided to kill him with one blow. After about 10 seconds, the purple gold hammer returned without success, the dark clouds in the sky dispersed, and the thunder and lightning also disappeared. Immediately afterwards, thunder followed, and the purple gold hammer was as heavy as a giant, carrying the thunder, and hit hard, trying to break Wu Qingying's defense. Need not. Wu Qingying nodded lightly, then reached the ultimate level of sublimation, using his last strength to condense a protective shield to protect himself. But it doesn't matter, because I can't maintain this state anymore, so let me show my final value. After this collision, I will most likely fall into coma and fall down. Don't care about me or save me. I am useless. Boom. This hammer is driven by thunder and lightning. It has the power of thunder and calamity that is close to that faced by nascent soul when it breaks through to the realm of transcending calamity. I can only use it once. Wu Qingying, you will die under the thunder, ha ha ha. Senior Wu, I am Su Yang. This move is very powerful, but if I sacrifice the Void Tower and get injured, I should be able to follow it. Young Master Fengzi spat out a mouthful of blood, but he still had the strength to hold onto the purple gold hammer. His expression showed a hint of surprise, but then he sneered, haha, so what if I take it next? You have run out of energy and will definitely die. Wu Qingying did not vomit blood, but she was a bit older, her face was covered with wrinkles, her lips were dry, and her body was shaking weakly. Seeing this, Mr. Fengzi took advantage of Wu Qingying before he landed on the ground. He held a purple gold hammer and rose into the air, intending to kill him in one fell swoop. Due to excessive output, Mr. Fengzi's spiritual energy was almost exhausted. He could no longer stand high in the sky and slowly fell to the ground. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 712. Fengzi, leave this person to me. I'm very interested in her chi. At this moment, a red figure emerged from the darkness and suddenly floated towards Wu Qingying. This is a woman wearing a long red dress, her red lips are as red as fire, her fingers are long and her fingernails are black. Her appearance is very delicate, but there is a touch of coquettishness, and there is a cold smile on the corner of her mouth. Red Moon. One of the 10 extraterrestrial strongmen who came to the Earth, his cultivation method is particularly strange. He can absorb other people's spiritual energy and turn it into his own use to enhance his strength. Qi Hongyu's qualifications are not very good, but her relationship with Emperor Yanlong is extraordinary. Immortal Emperor Yanlong dotes on her extremely and indulges her in every possible way. Some people speculate that Qi Hongyu is one of the women of Immortal Yanlong and often enters and exits the palace of Immortal Yanlong freely. It is precisely because of the care of Immortal Emperor Yanlong that Scarlet Hongyu can have the strength it has today. She is the youngest among the 10 strong people from outside the territory. Her appearance is consistent with her actual age, which is in her 20s and 30s. At such an age, he can step into the realm of God transformation, and he is also a top powerhouse outside the realm. Scarlet Hongyu's behavior is extremely arrogant, and she is domineering outside the territory, causing anger and resentment. Once, she had a dispute with the concubine of a powerful quasi-emperor and immediately killed her. The quasi-emperor was angry, and united several peak quasi-emperors, and even spent a shocking elixir to invite a real immortal emperor, and jointly put pressure on Yanlong Immortal Emperor, hoping that Yanlong Immortal Emperor would punish him Red Moon. In their view, Crimson Red Moon was just a plaything of Emperor Yanlong. Emperor Yanlong would definitely not choose to fall out with them just for a plaything. But it turned out that they were wrong, very wrong. Immortal Emperor Yanlong did not hesitate and took action decisively to kill all those people without leaving a single one behind. From this we can see the status of Crimson Red Moon in the heart of Emperor Yanlong. When he came to Earth this time, Emperor Yanlong was originally unwilling to let Crimson Red Moon participate. After all, the Earth was not simple and full of crises. These 10 people were all abandoned by Emperor Yanlong and were used to force him out of the position of quasi-emperor of the Earth. But Crimson Blood insisted on leaving, and Yanlong Immortal Emperor couldn't resist, so he had to agree. Moreover, Immortal Emperor Yanlong has also prepared a backup plan. He will come to the Earth in full power soon, and he will naturally be able to protect Crimson Red Moon. All in all, Crimson Hongyu's status is the highest among the 10 people without any warning. Okay, I'll give it to you. Young Master Fengzi saw the Red Moon appear, waited, and finally backed down. With his current situation, it was not convenient for him to have a dispute with Scarlet Hongyu. In addition, Wu Qingying is already mortal, and Mr. Fengzi has not practiced the art of absorbing other people's energy, so Wu Qingying is meaningless to him. Instead of doing this, it would be better to fulfill Crimson Red Moon and gain a favor. He. Crimson Hongyu, I'm sorry, I want this Wu Qingying too. But at this moment, another person flew out of the darkness and headed straight for the Red Moon. This man was tall and burly, like a hill, coming through the air, carrying a terrifying power. His name is Kui Long, a member of the same clan as the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. His body is a dragon, and his body is a mountain. After transforming into a human form, he focused on cultivating his body, making his body indestructible and invulnerable to all forces. Although he was suppressed when he came to the Earth realm, his fighting power was no weaker than Master Fengzi. However, this is under the premise that Master Fengzi does not have the purple gold hammer. If Master Fengzi uses the purple gold hammer, Kui Long will be no match for him. Because the purple gold hammer contains the dragon scales of the flame dragon Immortal Emperor and 1/10 of the power of the Emperor's weapon, it can completely break through Kui Long's defense. Kui Long knew early on that Master Fengzi's Ziyun hammer had been transformed by Immortal Emperor Yanlong. He also understood that this was exactly the method Yanlong Immortal Emperor used to check and balance himself. Otherwise, he would be the strongest among the 10, and no one could restrain him. Now Mr. Fengzi possesses the purple gold hammer, which can suppress Kui Long and prevent Kui Long from being disloyal. As for Mr. Fengzi himself, he cannot use the purple gold hammer many times, and he also does not dare to make mistakes, otherwise when his spiritual energy is exhausted, he will not be able to defeat anyone. So far, the 3 people hiding in the dark all appeared, namely Ji Feng, Qi Hongyu, and Kui Long. Including Mr. Fengzi, there are 4 people in total. 4 peak nascent souls are enough to wipe out everyone in Jufeng Mountain. Seeing this, The ancient warriors at the scene all expressed embarrassment and worry. Two foreign masters are already difficult enough, but now two more appear, and the ancient martial arts world is in danger. Below. Qian Sha didn't care so much. When he saw his wife falling from high school with serious injuries and unconsciousness, he jumped into the air and caught Wu Qingying. Qi Hongyu and Kui Long naturally noticed it, but neither of them stopped them. At this time, Scarlet Hongyu and Kui Long faced each other face to face, each exuding a cold aura. Qi Long, what do you mean? Qi Hongyu said coldly, this old guy is useful to me. If you want her, it's useless. Why fight with me? He he. Kui Long smiled softly and said, it's not interesting, I just don't want to see you get stronger. Although true energy and spiritual energy are different, they are both energy. This old guy has reached the peak of the martial saint. He can even compete with Feng 11 who holds the purple gold hammer. The true energy in his body is naturally huge. Calculated, it is estimated that there will be it's probably lower than the early stage of becoming a god. After you came to Earth, you have already absorbed the spiritual energy of several cultivators in the fake elixir realm. If you eat her energy again, you will most likely be able to return to the realm of God transformation, right? Kui Long then said, if you step into the transformation of gods, will there still be a place for us on Earth? So, I can't let you get what you want. It's good if everyone is at the peak of nascent soul. Why do you have to take such a big step to break each other's balance? Kui Long chuckled. So what if you are right, Kui Long, don't forget my relationship with immortal Emperor Yanlong. The Crimson Moon Fox pretended to be a tiger and threatened in a cold voice, if you disrespect me again, be careful and I will file a complaint to the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor and let him kill you. Haha, stop scaring me with him. Kui Long said with a playful smile, outside the territory, I am naturally afraid of him. One thought from him can determine my life or death. But this is the Earth, a place that Yanlong Immortal Emperor can't reach. Even at such a long distance, Yanlong Immortal Emperor can't restrain me. I treat him as my master, and he is. I treat him as heir, and he can't do anything to me. Kui Long looked at Crimson Red Moon, with a hint of greed in his eyes. He stretched out his tongue and licked his lips, and sneered, Crimson Hongyu, you are so beautiful and rare in the world, even though you were once the Flame Dragon Immortal, the Emperor's plaything, but I don't care. Why don't you and I form a Taoist couple, be my woman, and let me have a taste of what it's like to be a woman like the one the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor has played with, Kui Long said with a playful smile. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 713. As soon as Kui Long said these words, Qi Hongyu's face instantly turned ugly, and a monstrous murderous intent emerged in his eyes. Kui Long, outside the territory, why didn't I know you had this intention? Qi Hongyu said coldly. He. Kui Long said with a playful smile, how dare I care about Emperor Yanlong's woman, but things are different now. On Earth, you have lost the protection of Emperor Yanlong, so I am not afraid. Crimson Red Moon, what do you think? You should seriously consider my proposal. If you and I join forces, we will definitely save the Earth. Kui Long smiled and said, at that time, let alone this martial saint with dry blood, I will hunt down the strong men across the Earth and provide you with a steady stream of resources. Unnecessary. Qi Hongyu said in a deep voice, Kui Long, after you said these words today, don't you plan to return to the outside world? Go back outside the territory. When Kui Long heard this, he couldn't help laughing and said, Qi Hongyu, you are too naive. Of the 10 companions who came to Earth, how many of them do you think want to return to the outside world? Kui Long continued, I had no choice before, but now the opportunity is in front of me. Who is willing to let go of the opportunity to get rid of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor and become powerful alone? Crimson Hongyu, is it possible that you still want to return to the outside world and continue to be the plaything of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor? Kui Long said with a playful smile, don't blame me for not reminding you that you are not the only woman that Immortal Emperor Yanlong has. He treats you well now, but there will always be a day when he gets tired of playing with you. When he feels that you are no longer interesting, I will treat it as a piece of clothing and throw it away decisively. Instead of doing this, you might as well follow me. Although I can't guarantee that I won't find another woman, at least I will treat you better than Yanlong Immortal Emperor treats you. Shut up. Chi Hongyu said coldly, Kuolong, you don't care what you say you are, you deserve to have me. Today I will let you know the consequences of speaking rudely to me. Ji Feng, stop getting entangled with him, come here and join me in killing Kui Long. After Chi Hongyu finished speaking, she looked at Master Fengzi below and ordered, Fengzi, come here too and let's take action together. After the matter is completed, I will put in a good word for you two in front of Emperor Yanlong and ask him to reward you with cultivation resources. At this moment, Qi Feng was fighting with Guo Yi. The two of them were going back and forth, and they were inseparable. He didn't seem to hear Chi Hongyu's words, and he didn't change at all. He was still fighting Guo Yi. Haha, Chi Hongyu, don't waste your efforts. Do you think this is outside the territory and they all have to listen to you? Kui Long smiled playfully, nowadays, strength is respected. Among us, you are the weakest. How could they choose to fight me, the strongest, for your sake? Humph, don't be happy too early. Chi Hongyu snorted coldly, turned to look at Master Fengzi, and ordered, Fengzi, I don't care about the others. You must join me in killing Kui Long. Otherwise, when I meet the Yanlong Immortal Emperor in the future, I will definitely let you go. He killed you. Crimson Moon. Mr. Fengzi held the purple gold hammer in his hand, with a haggard face, and said with a weak smile, it's not that I won't help you, you have also seen that I have consumed a lot of spiritual energy to deal with Wu Qingying just now, and I am very weak now. It's okay to deal with ordinary people, but you want me to fight with Kui Long, please forgive me for being powerless. Mr. Fengzi added, Kui Long is from the same clan as the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. You know its identity very well. Its strength is undoubtedly the strongest among us. You and I can't defeat it even if we work together. Humph, what are you pretending to be in front of me? Scarlet Hongyu said coldly, the purpose of Immortal Emperor Yanlong transforming the purple gold hammer for you is to check and balance Kui Long. Now that you have the purple gold hammer in your hand, even if you can't suppress Kui Long, you can still be on par with him. A flash of murderous intention flashed in the eyes of Crimson Hongyu. In addition, I am looking for opportunities to take action on the side. Although it is difficult to kill Kui Long, it can be done. I really can't do it anymore, cough, cough. As Mr. Fengzi spoke, he coughed weakly twice, giving people a feeling of being out of breath. Is it? Hearing this, Chi Hongyu suddenly sneered and said, Fengzi, before coming to Earth, Immortal Emperor Yanlong modified weapons for you and gave you a powerful trump card. And with the love that Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor has for me, do you think he has prepared a trump card for me? Chi Hongyu then sneered, one more thing, I'm afraid you all don't know, the Yanlong Immortal Emperor gave me the 8 spiritual stones. Said. With a thought from Scarlet Hongyu, a piece of cyan jade appeared in her slender hand. The jade is an irregular round body, only the size of an egg, emitting a faint green light. Psychic stone. It turns out to be a psychic stone. When Kui Long on the opposite side saw the blue jade, his expression suddenly changed and he looked horrified. Fengzi. Scarlet Hongyu thought again, put away the psychic stone, and then said, you don't need me to explain the function of the psychic stone. Although the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor cannot come to Earth now, it does not mean that he cannot come to the Earth in the future. Chi Hongyu continued, also, even if you continue to grow on the Earth, it will take at least 100,000 years to grow to the point where you can compete with the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. During this period, you are not afraid of encountering the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. I advise you to leave yourself a way out. This will only do you good, not bad, Chi Hongyu reminded. When Master Fengzi heard this, he immediately fell silent and seriously weighed the pros and cons in his heart. Psychic Stone. This object has no offensive power and cannot enhance the strength of Crimson Red Moon, but it makes Fengzi fearful. Because the Psychic Stone can communicate with the Yanlong Immortal Emperor, and the Red Moon can convey what happened on the Earth to the Yanlong Immortal Emperor through the Psychic Stone. Mr. Fengzi plans to survive on the Earth in an attempt to get rid of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. His thoughts were the same as Kuei Long's. He also didn't take Immortal Emperor Yanlong seriously. But this kind of idea is naturally not suitable for Yanlong Immortal Emperor to know. At the very least, he cannot provoke the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor until he has fully grown up. Previously, Mr. Fengzi thought that they would lose contact with the Yanlong Immortal Emperor after arriving on Earth. He never expected that Crimson Red Moon would actually have a Psychic Stone. Nowadays, Mr. Fengzi is not without the strength to fight. Although he is very weak, the power of the Purple Gold Hammer's self-destruction can completely allow him to push back Kuei Long and even kill him. However, according to what Immortal Emperor Yanlong said, the Purple Gold Hammer can only explode once in a short period of time. This kind of explosion is said to be a self-destruction, but it actually does no harm to the Purple Gold Hammer. After the explosion, the Purple Gold Hammer will automatically absorb the essence of the Sun and the Moon. After 3 to 5 years, it can accumulate another self-destruction. To put it simply, this is equivalent to a nirvana, but the CD time is a bit long. This is Mr. Fengzi's strongest trump card. Under normal circumstances, he will not use it easily. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 714. In the previous battle with Wu Qingying, if he used the Purple Gold Hammer to self-destruct, he could easily defeat Wu Qingying. But since it was not a critical moment, Mr. Fengzi did not use it. He didn't lie to Chi Hongyu just now. He was indeed at the end of his strength and was no match for Kuei Long. If you want to deal with Kuei Long, you can only use the Purple Gold Hammer to self-destruct, so Fengzi will refuse. But now, Chi Hongyu took out the Psychic Stone and used the excuse of reporting to Immortal Emperor Yanlong to force Master Fengzi to take action, which made Master Fengzi very confused. After weighing the situation, Mr. Fengzi's eyes fell on Kuei Long, and he came up with a way to get the best of both worlds, so he said, "Kuei Long, there are some things you should not say, let alone be frivolous with Chi Hongyu. Forget what happened today. I won't embarrass you. You can leave now and pretend that nothing happened." Mr. Fengzi said coldly, "If you insist on staying and speak rudely to Chi Hongyu, then don't blame me for being rude." He. Hearing this, Kuei Long sneered, "Think nothing happened? Fengzi, do you think it's possible? If I say those words, this bitch like Chi Hongyu will definitely use the Psychic Stone to report to the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. No matter what, I will anger the Yanlong Immortal Emperor." Kuei Long sneered, "If that's the case, then I might as well kill Chi Hongyu and steal the Psychic Stone. Fengzi, please join forces with me. I know that your relationship with Chifeng is extraordinary. I must have reached a consensus in private. If you agree to join forces, then I will join your alliance." Kuei Long continued, "The three of us united, we are almost invincible on Earth. Even if 7 other people join forces, it will not help. You came to Earth, and your purpose must be the same as mine. Since everyone wants to get rid of the control of the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor and be strong alone on Earth, why not destroy the Psychic Stone?" Kuei Long suggested, if the psychic stone is destroyed, no one can contact the flame dragon immortal emperor. Wouldn't it be safer for us to do whatever we want on Earth? When Master Fengzi heard this, he fell silent again. Naturally, he wanted to come this way. But Mr. Fengzi was a cautious person, and he was still a little wary of Scarlet Hongyu. He suspected that Immortal Emperor Yanlong had left a trump card for Scarlet Hongyu, so he gave up the idea of destroying the psychic stone. Haha, Fengzi, I know what you are worried about. Don't worry, this woman is nothing to be afraid of. Quilong smiled playfully, since I have decided to join your alliance, I naturally have to show some sincerity. Let me destroy the psychic stone as a vote to join you. When Master Fengzi heard this, he said nothing. But Quilong is a smart man. He knows that Master Fengzi wants to remain neutral, so he is reluctant to speak. But if you don't answer, you already have the answer, which is obviously acquiescence. Crimson Hongyu, originally I wanted to accept you as my woman, but it's a pity that you don't know what's good and what's good. If that's the case, then go to hell. At this time, Kuei Long stared at the red moon with cold eyes, and took action decisively at the next moment. Damn it! Qi Long, you forced me to do this. The crimson moon's face sank like water, and then he mobilized his spiritual energy and took the initiative to meet Kuei Long. Boom! 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 The two got entangled in mid-air and fought hard to separate each other. The aftermath of the battle raged on the scene. As for Mr. Fengzi, after he had some free time, he did not rush to kill Wu Qingying. Instead, he held the purple gold hammer and watched the battle below in case of emergency. The other side. The battle between Qi Feng and Guoyi is still going on, but it can already be seen that Guoyi is at a disadvantage, thanks to the support of Qing Fan. If things continue like this, it won't be long before Guoyi is defeated. 4 foreign masters, none of them are much weaker than Mr. Fengzi. What should we do? They are fighting among themselves, ha ha ha. This is a good opportunity for us. It is best for them to both suffer losses. It would be even better if they can die together. What good thing are you thinking of? Hey, I didn't expect 2 more people to show up all of a sudden. Senior Wu Qingying was also seriously injured and fell into a coma. This is a worrying situation for the ancient martial arts world. Although the young man holding the feather fan is not weak, he is not defeated by experts from outside the region. He seems to be very passive now. If no master shows up again, I'm afraid that after today, the ancient martial arts world on Earth will be trampled by outsiders. Everyone at the scene was talking a lot, and their expressions were full of worry and panic. Crimson Moon, Kuei Long. Interesting, he. When Su Yang saw this, he smiled. Originally, he was ready to take action, but when he saw the dispute between 2 foreign masters, he immediately gave up the idea of taking action. The 2 enemies were fighting. Su Yang felt that it was better not to get involved in this kind of thing. The mantis stalks the cicada, followed by the oriole. Today, Su Yang will be the oriole and reap the benefits. Old woman. At this time, Millennium Killer was sending qi into Wu Qingying's body, trying to heal Wu Qingying. But Wu Qingying's qi and blood were drying up, not because his qi was exhausted, and there was no point in transporting his qi. This made Qian Sha extremely anxious. He shouted in grief, his eyes slightly red. Grandpa Qian. Seeing this, Su Yang strode over and said comfortingly, "Don't worry, just leave Senior Wu to me. I'm sure she can be restored to her original state." Really? Qian Qinsha looked at Su Yang as if seeking confirmation. Okay, Su Yang, I'll leave it to you, old lady, Qian Sha said with great excitement and gratitude. Grandpa Qian, you're welcome. This is what I should do. Su Yang showed a smile, then looked at Wu Qingying, and put it into the storage ring with a thought. Old woman. Millennium Killer suddenly became extremely anxious. Su Yang, where did the old woman go? Why did she suddenly disappear? Don't worry, I put Senior Wu into the storage ring. It's safe there. Su Yang continued, the current situation is quite complicated. After I deal with those people from outside the territory, I will calm down and heal Senior Wu. Don't worry, Senior Wu will be fine. Storage ring. Millennium Killer was very anxious, the storage ring can't store living things. Su Yang, please release the old woman quickly. Grandpa Qian, my storage ring contains the power of space and can hold living objects, Su Yang explained. That's it? When Qian Sha heard this, he breathed a sigh of relief and secretly prayed, old woman, nothing will happen to you. Su Yang did not comfort Millennium Killer too much, but looked at the battle in the distance. Crimson Hangyu's strength cannot be underestimated, and the current battle situation between the two is even. Boom! Suddenly, the two of them collided violently and flew backwards. Immediately afterwards, the Crimson Moon fell to the ground, covering her shoulders and spitting out a mouthful of blood. Kui Long's condition was slightly better, but his blood was surging, he was injured, he was short of breath, and his condition was not very good. Haha, Qi Hangyu, your strength is indeed not weak, you can actually hurt me. As Kui Long walked towards Crimson Red Moon, he said with a playful smile, however, it has not turned into its true form, otherwise it would not be like this. Now, you can die. As soon as he finished speaking, Kui Long suddenly took action, wanting to kill Qi Hangyu directly. But at this moment, Master Fengzi, who had been silent all this time, suddenly took out the purple gold hammer in his hand and hit Kui Long with a swift and violent gesture. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 715. At the critical moment, Master Fengzi took action without any mercy, and his attack was a killing move. Original. Kui Long thought that he was going to form an alliance with Master Fengzi, so he was not wary. At this moment, Master Fengzi suddenly took action, which surprised him. He hurriedly gave up attacking Qi Hangyu and quickly jumped to avoid it. Although Kui Long was not careful in advance, he was extremely powerful and finally avoided the attack of Master Fengzi. However, Kui Long was also affected by the purple gold hammer, and his injuries were a bit more serious. Fengzi. At this time, Kui Long stabilized his body, stared at Master Fengzi, and said with a sinking face, I want you to give me an explanation why you took action against me. Isn't it obvious enough? Master Fengzi held the purple gold hammer and said coldly, Kui Long, you are so brave, you dare to provoke Immortal Emperor Yanlong's woman. If you don't take Immortal Emperor Yanlong seriously, I will naturally not be able to keep you. Fengzi, why are you saying these high-sounding words? Immortal Emperor Yanlong can't hear it? Wouldn't it be beautiful for you and me to join forces and dominate the earth together? Kui Long seduced again. Shut up. Mr. Fengzi said seriously, Immortal Emperor Yanlong has shown me the kindness of knowing and teaching me, so I will naturally be loyal to him. Crimson Hangyu is his woman. Now that I am on earth, I will replace Yanlong Immortal Emperor and protect her. Young Master Fengzi said in a deep voice, Kui Long, you betrayed Immortal Emperor Yanlong, everyone will kill you. I had a false bargain with you before, just to make you relax your vigilance. You don't really think that I intend to form an alliance with you, do you? Mr. Fengzi showed a sneer, and then said, Kui Long, if you can't leave today, I will kill you. Mr. Fengzi has no loyalty to Immortal Emperor Yanlong. He just hides it deeper than Kui Long. Just now. After careful consideration, Mr. Fengzi finally decided to side with Scarlet Hangyu. There are two main reasons for doing this. First, Crimson Hangyu Egui was the most beloved woman of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. The Yanlong Immortal Emperor offended many people because of her and protected her especially. Coming to Earth this time will definitely be accompanied by danger. Young Master Fengzi concluded that immortal Emperor Yanlong must have given Scarlet Hongyu a powerful trump card. Although Crimson Hongyu lost to Kuei Long and was defeated, the more this happened, the more strange it seemed to Master Fengzi. Crimson Red Moon's own strength is the weakest among all the people, and after arriving on Earth, the 10 of them lost contact with the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor. Immortal Emperor Yanlong could not have imagined that the 10 people who came to Earth this time would have a rebellious heart. In this case, how could he safely allow the weakest Crimson Moon to come to Earth? Trump card. Crimson Moon must have an unknown trump card. In addition, there is another important point. That is, Kuei Long's strength is too strong. If Master Fengzi doesn't have the purple gold hammer, he will definitely not be able to suppress Kuei Long, and he is even far from being Kuei Long's opponent. However, the most powerful self-destruction of the purple gold hammer had a too long cooling time. During this period, Master Fengzi did not have the confidence to deal with Kuei Long. Cooperating with someone who is stronger than yourself is too risky. Instead of doing this, it would be better to unite the front with Crimson Red Moon. In this way, you can show your loyalty to Immortal Emperor Yanlong and leave a way out for yourself. You can also take the opportunity to get rid of Kuei Long to avoid future troubles. Therefore, at the critical moment, Mr. Fengzi chose to attack Kuei Long and injured him. Ha ha ha, Fengzi, you made a right decision. I will use the Psychic Stone to tell Immortal Emperor Yanlong what happened today and let him reward you with cultivation resources in the future. At this moment, Crimson Hongyu, who was lying on the ground, said slightly weakly. Then thank you Miss Hongyu. Mr. Fengzi clasped his fists with a smile on his face. This is what you deserve. Chi Hongyu stood up forcibly, wiped the blood from the corner of her mouth, and urged, Fengzi, let's do it, let's join hands and deal with Kuei Long as soon as possible. Good. Mr. Fengzi nodded, and then stared at Kuei Long across from him with cold eyes. The atmosphere at the scene was tense and very tense. Haha, Fengzi, Crimson Moon. At this time, Kuei Long sneered, you two are too naive. Do you really think you two can deal with me if you join forces? It's a joke, don't forget, I haven't recovered my body yet. If I return to my true form, let alone you being seriously injured, even if you are at your peak, you will not be my opponent, Kuei Long said with a confident smile. Stop talking nonsense, Kuei Long, and die. Chi Hongyu said coldly, and then she breathed a sigh of relief, and attacked and killed Kuei Long regardless of her own injuries. You want to kill me and dream about me. Today, I will let you see the real me. Roar. Kuei Long responded with a sneer at first, then the delivery suddenly let out a dragon roar. In the blink of an eye, his face and arms were covered with dragon scales. Moreover, the next moment, his body also underwent a huge transformation, almost transforming from a human into a golden dragon. So strong. Is this the true strength of Kuei Long? He is worthy of being a demon clan, he is indeed terrifying. Mr. Fengzi next to him saw Kuei Long's change with his own eyes, and his expression became solemn. But then, Master Fengzi narrowed his eyes slightly, and a killing intent shot out from his eyes. We can't let Kuei Long recover his body, otherwise with the injuries that Chi Hongyu and I have, even if we join forces, I'm afraid we won't be his opponent. It seems we have no choice but to use that move. Mr. Fengzi finally made a decision, and then threw the purple gold hammer into the air, saying in a deep voice, Purple gold hammer, give it to me, explode. Boom. In an instant, the purple gold hammer burst out with a strong light, illuminating the world. Immediately afterwards, a terrifying power surged out like a tide, quickly sweeping over and crushing Kuei Long. Kuei Long felt the power of this move, and he was definitely not able to resist it. At this moment, he completely transformed into a golden dragon, with a body more than 10 meters long, lying horizontally in mid-air. Kui Long is the strongest in this state, but he still knows that he cannot compete with Master Fengzi's move. Therefore, Kui Long controlled his body and escaped quickly, intending to avoid the edge temporarily and save his life first. But the power of the purple gold hammer's self-destruction is so powerful that even in the early stages of becoming a god, it may not be possible for him to escape unscathed, and naturally Kui Long can't do it. Puff. At the next moment, the power generated by the self-destruction of the purple gold hammer directly cut Kui Long in half, and half of the dragon's body fell to the ground, making a hole in the ground. Pengzi. Crimson Moon. I, Kui Long, have recorded today's shame. I will definitely settle the score with you in the future and make you die a miserable death. Kui Long said harsh words, then dragged his crippled body, activated his secret technique, and left the scene in an instant. You want to leave, have you asked me for my opinion? Chi Hongyu obviously didn't want to let Kui Long go so easily, and planned to get up and chase him. Miss Red Moon. At this time, Mr. Fengzi said weakly, don't chase the enemy when you are poor. Now you are seriously injured. Besides, it is hard to guarantee that Kui Long has no other means. If he cannot be killed in one fell swoop, we will still pursue him. Good. Scarlet Hongyu thought for a few seconds, finally nodded, adopted Master Fengzi's suggestion, and said, Kui Long escaped today with his body broken, and his strength will be greatly reduced, and he will no longer be able to pose any threat to us in the future. Also, his half-dragon body is quite useful to me. Scarlet Hongyu glanced at the half-parted dragon body that fell to the ground, and then said, Fengzi, how about giving this to me? You're welcome, Miss Hongyu. Since you want it, just take it. Why do you need to ask me for instructions, Mr. Fengzi said with a smile. This is your trophy, and of course it requires your consent, Fengzi, thank you very much. Scarlet Hongyu showed a smile, and then with a thought, she put half of the dragon body into the storage ring. Immediately afterwards, Chi Hongyu looked at Mr. Fengzi with interest and smiled softly, Fengzi, even Kui Long couldn't resist your move just now. It was so terrifying. Haha, it's not worth mentioning. It all depends on the purple gold hammer that immortal Emperor Yanlong modified for me, young Master Fengzi said with a smile. Chi Hongyu smiled and did not continue the topic. Instead, she said, Kui Long is dead. How about I cooperate with you next? My pleasure. Mr. Fengzi smiled and said, Miss Hongyu, with your joining, we will be able to better fulfill the instructions of immortal Emperor Yanlong and strive to return to the outside world as soon as possible. Hee. Hearing this, Chi Hongyu showed a playful smile, Fengzi, Kui Long has left, so you don't need to pretend in front of me. I know that your thoughts must be similar to Kui Long. You want to grow on the earth and get rid of the flame dragon immortal emperor. Chi Hongyu continued, don't deny it, and don't hide it. In fact, I think the same way. If I had a choice, I wouldn't want to stay with immortal Emperor Yanlong and obey his mercy. Fengzi, I think we can join forces and conquer the earth together. Chi Hongxiu said seriously, you are much more pleasing to the eye than that guy Kui Long. Maybe in the future, we can become a Taoist couple and fly together. Wouldn't it be beautiful? Miss Hongyu is joking. Mr. Fengzi smiled softly and did not choose to confess to Hongyu. You don't have to be so vigilant, I'm not testing you, forget it, let's bring this up later. Scarlet Hongyu looked at Master Fengzi and suddenly asked, by the way, Master Fengzi, can you always use the terrifying power that the purple gold hammer just erupted, or can you only use it once? Coming. Finally come. Chi Hongyu got close to Mr. Fengzi and said so many things just to make Mr. Fengzi relax his vigilance and answer his question truthfully. At this moment, Chi Hongyu stared at Mr. Fengzi with her beautiful eyes, waiting for his answer, and looked at Zijin Hammer intentionally or unintentionally. This thing is so powerful that Crimson Red Moon is naturally concerned about it. If she could take away the purple gold hammer, she would no longer have to fear the other powerful men who came to Earth together. Nowadays, although Scarlet Hangyu was seriously injured, Master Fengzi was even more seriously injured. If he could no longer mobilize the purple gold hammer, Scarlet Hangyu would be sure to steal this treasure. If Mr. Fengzi avoids answering or shows a trace of panic in his eyes, it proves that he is right. Mr. Fengzi nodded, then his eyes fell on Su Yang, and then said, however, Wu Qingying was taken into the storage ring by this kid, and he wants her body. I'm afraid you have to deal with this kid first. When Qi Hangyu heard this, she showed a hint of surprise. Master Netherworld's strength is not weaker than mine. This kid looks so ordinary. He can kill Master Netherworld. Are you kidding me? At this time, Master Fengzi raised the corner of his mouth and said with a slight smile, to be honest, Miss Hangyu, the move I used against Kui Long just now far exceeded my real strength. It was the self-destruction power of the purple gold hammer. Of course not. The purple gold hammer self-destructs, and he can only use it once. However, these are just speculations and cannot be confirmed, so Qi Hangyu asked and tested Mr. Fengzi. But this kind of self-destruction is not really self-destruction, it just produces a power similar to self-destruction. His name is Su Yang. He started the ancient martial arts revolution. Not long ago, he killed Master Netherworld and my father Chang Feng. His strength cannot be underestimated. Mr. Fengzi made a miscalculation. He thought he could kill Kui Long, so he used his trump card. Mr. Fengzi did not panic and said with a calm tone, and I can only use it twice in a row. After 2 times, the purple gold hammer will reabsorb the essence of the sun and moon and replenish energy. It will take about 3 to 5 years before it can be used again. You can accumulate enough energy again. Mr. Fengzi is betting that Qi Hangyu can't see through him and doesn't dare to fall out with him. As expected. Since Mr. Fengzi did not use it, it means that he cannot use the terrifying explosion just now. Every time he uses it, it will cause great damage. Therefore, no matter how panicked Mr. Fengzi is, he cannot show it, otherwise he will be doomed. Otherwise, when fighting Wu Qingying before, Mr. Fengzi used it instead of choosing to fight Wu Qingying in a situation where both parties would suffer. After hearing this, Qi Hangyu nodded and said, in other words, you can use it again, right? Mr. Fengzi said half-truthfully, being on Earth, there are many crises. This is my only trump card, so I will not take the initiative to use it unless it is absolutely necessary. We fought against Kui Long just now. It's a fight to the death for him to recover his true form. After Qi Hangyu looked at it for a while, she finally chose to give up and not take action with Master Fengzi. Haha, he's just a native of the earth, nothing to be afraid of. In other words, if I use it twice in a row, I can't use it anymore. Yes, Mr. Fengzi nodded calmly on the surface, but actually felt a little guilty in his heart. After hearing this, Master Fengzi reminded him, Miss Hangyu, don't underestimate him. At that time, Crimson Red Moon will snatch it away without hesitation. Unexpectedly, instead of killing Kui Long, he used his final trump card, and the gain outweighed the loss. Mr. Fengzi said, I had no choice but to use the self-destruction power of the purple gold hammer. Unfortunately, I didn't kill him and let him run away. But Fengzi, that old woman in the martial saint realm just now belongs to me. Do you have any objections? Then, Qi Hangyu said. I see. Qi Hangyu glanced at Su Yang, with a hint of disdain in her eyes, but she didn't take Su Yang seriously. Another point. This. Oh. Qi Hangyu was not stupid, and she could vaguely guess that Mr. Fengzi would definitely not be able to continuously use the terrifying burst just now. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 716. From the beginning to the end, Su Yang stood below and did not reveal any fluctuations in spiritual energy. He carries the Void Tower, which completely hides his aura. Even cultivators in the realm of gods cannot see through it. So, only Qi Hongyu would question what Mr. Fengzi said, thinking that Su Yang was vulnerable and full of disdain for Su Yang. This kid is proficient in formations. He used formations to kill Master Netherworld. Otherwise, he would definitely not be a match for Master Netherworld. Master Fengzi held the purple gold hammer, looked at Su Yang, and smiled softly. However, don't underestimate him, this kid still has something. The killing of my father Chang Fen not long ago was his own doing, and he relied entirely on his own strength. Mr. Fengzi continued, I guess he should be in the early or middle stage of nascent soul, and he possesses some kind of treasure that can hide his aura and realm. That's it? Scarlet Hongyu showed a playful smile. In the early and middle stages of nascent soul, there is nothing to fear. Even if the two of us are seriously injured, we can easily crush them. Fengzi, you said he has a treasure in his possession. Although I don't know what it is, I am quite interested. Qi Hongyu smiled softly and said, you already have the purple gold hammer, so don't snatch it from me. Haha, no problem. Mr. Fengzi nodded, and then said, his treasure, if nothing else happens, should be the 9-story glazed tower, also called the Void Tower. Void Tower. When Qi Hongyu heard this, her expression suddenly became serious, and she asked as if to confirm, Fengzi, are you serious about this? Absolutely true. The imperial weapon of immortal Emperor Xiantian, the 9-story glazed tower, Qi Hongyu asked again. Mr. Fengzi nodded slightly, then smiled and said, Su Yang's surname is Su. You should be able to guess whose descendant he is. The surname is Su. Qi Hongyu seemed to have thought of something, and suddenly realized, is he a descendant of Su Wuzi? Good. Young Master Fengzi said, more than 100 years ago, immortal Emperor Xiantian suddenly appeared on Earth for some unknown reason and passed on Su Wuji's powerful technique, the selfless magical technique. Furthermore, in order to help Su Wuzi resist the evil, immortal Emperor Xiantian directly lent his imperial weapon the Void Tower to Su Wuzi. Su Wuji relied on the selfless divine art and the Void Tower. He started from a humble beginning, worked steadily step by step, and soon reached the pinnacle of Jidan. Young Master Fengzi continued, after that, immortal Emperor Xiantian and immortal Emperor Yanlong made a bet with Su Wuji. Immortal Emperor Xiantian firmly believes that man can conquer heaven. Even without the Void Tower, Su Wuji can resist the ominous situation and break through to the nascent soul realm. Immortal Emperor Yanlong believes that if Su Wuji fails to break the rules, he will eventually die an ominous death. So, Su Wuji abandoned the Void Tower. With the help of immortal Emperor Xiantian, he divided the Void Tower into multiple parts and gave them to several of his disciples and the geniuses he valued. Young Master Fengzi continued, among them, there is the 3-story Void Tower at the bottom, which Su Wuji gave to his son Sukyankan. The ominous nature between heaven and earth can only be resisted by something containing an imperial weapon. Su Yang can ignore the ominous situation and step into Yuanying step by step, and he will definitely get the treasure related to the imperial weapon. Mr. Fengzi continued, so, I guess he inherited the Su family's 3-story Void Tower. Snort. Su Yang. Young Master Fengzi met Su Yang's gaze and said in a deep voice, hand over the psychic stone, or I want you to die. He played with the psychic stone, then put away the storage ring, raised his head to look at Master Fengzi and Qi Hongyu, and said with a playful smile, the two of them chatted for so long and even assigned me the Void Tower. Why, do you really think I'm a lamb to be slaughtered? She is not afraid of cultivators at this level, thinking she can defeat them with one move. Miss Hongyu, this thing is a rare treasure. Since you asked, I will give it to you. Hearing the words, Chi Hongyu agreed without hesitation, and then with the thought in mind, she took out the psychic stone. Fengzi, you are a very cool person, and you are not tempted by the Void Tower. I admire you very much. This psychic stone is just a communication tool, it's useless for me to come, and I'm too lazy to hear the voice of Emperor Yanlong, so I'll give it to you. Su Yang smiled softly and said, I don't think you two have the strength to kill me yet. On the contrary, now, your lives are already under my control. Although she was seriously injured, Master Fengzi said that Su Yang was at the middle stage of nascent soul at most. When Chi Hongyu heard this, she immediately sneered, Su Yang, you are so arrogant. You really think that by setting foot in the nascent soul realm, you can provoke powerful people from outside the realm? You should die. These two people were already seriously injured, and Su Yang was not afraid of the casual attacks, so he easily dodged them. After the words fell, Chi Hongyu jumped directly towards Su Yang without any hesitation. Boom. It's a joke. If I hand it over, you won't attack me, Su Yang smiled coldly. At the same time, Master Fengzi reacted and took action with anger, slapping Su Yang. Good. Mr. Fengzi said sternly, at the very least, I can make your death more comfortable and avoid torture. Boom. Hee hee. Su Yang looked at the attacking Crimson Moon without any trace of panic, and murmured to himself, Void Tower, come out. Mr. Fengzi smiled softly and said, it's just that I hope you can give me the psychic stone. I have a lot of information that I want to feed back to Immortal Emperor Yanlong. Let Chi Hongyu test it out. If she can kill Su Yang, that's great. If she loses to Su Yang, given my current situation, she will definitely not be Su Yang's opponent. I'll run away in advance. Be prepared, just in case. After finishing her words, Chi Hongyu threw the psychic stone casually. It could be seen that she really didn't care about the psychic stone. The next moment, these two attacks exploded in the air, leaving aftermath in all directions. At this moment, Su Yang landed firmly on the ground, about 5 or 6 meters away from the two of them. Hee hee. Mr. Fengzi next to him originally planned to take action together, but after weighing it, he gave up the idea. But at this moment, Su Yang suddenly made a move, using his close proximity, appearing in front of Master Fengzi in an instant, and directly snatched away the psychic stone. That's not necessary. Thinking of this, Master Fengzi took half a step back, ready to escape at any time. Swish. Mr. Fengzi was very concerned about it. He immediately smiled and stretched out his hand to catch the psychic stone. Su Yang is a bit weird. I have never seen him take action. I don't know what state he is actually in. The middle stage of nascent soul is just my guess. Crimson Red Moon did the same, mobilizing the remaining spiritual energy to shoot out a red light, as sharp as a knife, and attacked Su Yang and killed him. Haha, that's ridiculous. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 717. The next moment, a small tower appeared, floating above Su Yang's head. Thousands of rays of light fell down at the same time, wrapping Su Yang tightly, invulnerable to all means, and exuding terrifying power. Subsequently, Su Yang controlled the Void Tower and took the initiative to face the Crimson Moon. The terrifying power moved with it, and the crushing air buzzed. Boom! In the blink of an eye, Crimson Moon's palm struck Su Yang. Su Yang did not dodge and used the Void Tower to resist. Nowadays, Crimson Hongyu, because she is too seriously injured, can only exert the power of the late nascent soul. She thought she could kill Su Yang. But who would have thought that this palm strike could not even break through the 10,000 rays of light, and Su Yang remained motionless. Now, it's my turn to take action. Su Yang showed a sneer, and without giving Chi Hongyu a chance to resist, he punched out the Samsara fist. Boom! Su Yang used all his strength with this punch, which was extremely powerful and accompanied by various negative effects. The moment the 100 Worlds of Reincarnation fist hit her body, Scarlet Hongyu fell into confusion, and many memories flashed in her mind. But soon, she reacted and wanted to resist, but unfortunately her fist had already been dropped. Along with a muffled sound, Chi Hongyu's body suddenly flew backwards. Under the influence of this huge force, Crimson Moon fainted directly after landing on the ground. Senseless. Su Yang stunned her with one punch, leaving her no chance to resist. Receive. Immediately afterwards, with a thought, Su Yang controlled the Void Tower to fly over, and then took the Crimson Moon into the Void Tower. Now, Su Yang has entered the early stage of Yuanying and can fight across levels. Coupled with the Void Tower, he can compete head-on with the peak of Yuanying. Moreover, Su Yang can already control the first floor of the Void Tower normally, which will be much more convenient in the future. For example, Crimson Hongyu, Su Yang felt that she was still useful. After all, she was the woman of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor. She might know some information, so he took her into the Void Tower. Su Yang seemed casual, but in fact he was very vigilant. He was also worried that Immortal Emperor Yanlong had given Red Moon a powerful trump card. So she showed no mercy just now and used all her strength to punch Crimson Hongyu, then quickly retreated into the Void Tower. Even if she really had a trump card, she had no chance to use it. After arriving in the Void Tower, Su Yang had absolute control. Unless they have reached the Emperor realm, even cultivators who have transcended the Tribulation realm will have to obey Su Yang's mercy as long as they reach the Void Tower. Because Su Yang is the master of the Void Tower. Here, he is the sky and the earth, dominating everything. The Kuei Long from before left half of the dragon body. This thing is pretty good. Also, this woman has a good relationship with Immortal Emperor Yanlong. She must have a lot of training materials in the storage ring. She will make a lot of money this time. After taking Crimson Moon into the Void Tower, Su Yang showed a satisfied smile. But he was not in a hurry to get these things, but controlled the Void Tower and strode to chase Master Fengzi. The moment Chi Hongyu was defeated, Master Fengzi had already set off to escape. Haha, Master Fengzi, you can't escape. You broke into the Kunlun Mountains, imprisoned my relatives, and roamed the earth. You will definitely die today. Su Yang rose into the sky, and then used the Void Tower, preparing to kill the seriously injured Master Fengzi in one fell swoop. If Mr. Fengzi was in his prime, Su Yang would really have to go through a lot of trouble. Not only him, even facing Crimson Red Moon, Su Yang couldn't win so easily. But now, both of them are at the end of their game, and Su Yang can deal with them with ease. At this moment, faced with the Void Tower's strong pursuit, Master Fengzi had no power to fight back, so he begged for mercy. Su Yang, let me go. I can tell you everything I know. Also, I am willing to follow you, sign a soul contract with you, and help you deal with other foreign masters. Haha, no need. Once I kill you and take away your training resources, I will definitely advance and I can sweep everything away. You will be useless. Su Yang decisively refused. Besides, you have too many thoughts, and I don't have the habit of raising tigers. Su Yang. When Master Fengzi saw Su Yang's refusal, he immediately said with a sullen face, "Don't push yourself too far. If you push me into a hurry, you won't even think about it." Oh. Su Yang raised his eyebrows and said, "It seems you still have some tricks up your sleeve. Come on, use them and let me see what other trump cards you have hidden." Snort. Su Yang, you forced me to do this. Mr. Fengzi's face was as dark as water. After hesitating for a while, he finally gritted his teeth, threw the purple gold hammer into the air, and said in a deep voice, "Purple gold hammer, give it to me, explode." He could indeed only use the purple gold hammer burst once, which was used against Kui Long, breaking half of Kui Long's dragon body. But that's not really self-destruction, it's just a skill. Now, in order to survive, Mr. Fengzi decided to abandon the purple gold hammer and let the purple gold hammer truly explode to kill Su Yang. Even if he can't kill him, he can still hold Su Yang back and create a chance for him to escape. As long as the green hills are still there, there is no need to worry about running out of firewood. As long as you are still alive, the purple gold hammer is nothing. Buzz. At this time, the purple gold hammer faced the void tower, its whole body shining brightly, exuding terrifying power, and it continued to expand. Seeing this, Su Yang frowned slightly and hurriedly controlled the void tower to return to defense. Thousands of rays of light fell down, completely protecting Su Yang, invulnerable to all attacks. Boom! The next moment, the purple gold hammer exploded, and an extremely terrifying force swept in all directions. Everything in the mid-air was swept and cut off by this force. Fortunately, it was in the mid-air, otherwise none of the ancient warriors here and the cultivators from the major families would be spared. Although Su Yang was in mid-air, he was protected by the Void Tower, so he was fine. After all, the Void Tower was once an imperial weapon, and the materials used and the power of laws contained within it far exceeded the purple gold hammer. Despite this, Su Yang was not relaxed. He was affected by some effects, and his energy and blood surged, and he spurted out a mouthful of blood. Fortunately, the problem was not serious. After more than 10 seconds, the light from the scene dissipated, and the purple gold hammer was shattered into dregs and dissipated in the air. With a thought in his mind, Su Yang put away the Void Tower, and when he took a closer look, Master Fengzi had disappeared. Pity. Su Yang felt regretful for a while, and then said, "But it doesn't matter. He was seriously injured and he doesn't have the purple gold hammer, so there's nothing to fear. I can easily kill him next time we meet, but his body can't be used to take him to Suqing. Puff." At this moment, the battle on the other side came to an end. Guo Yi finally lost to Qi Feng and was forced to retreat with a palm from Qi Feng. Guo Yi simply had a fan to protect his body, so there was nothing serious, he just spit out a mouthful of blood. As for Qi Feng, although he had the upper hand, he was always paying attention to the situation here. When he learned that Kui Long was deposed, Qi Hongyu was imprisoned, and even Master Fengzi fled, he naturally did not dare to stay any longer and turned around to go. Get away. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 718. He. My subordinate was injured and wants to leave now, but it's too late. Seeing this, Su Yang sneered, and then jumped to attack and kill him. Boom. 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 Hundreds of reincarnation fists were struck one after another. Qi Feng fought with Guo Yi for a long time. Although he defeated Guo Yi, he was also very exhausted. Now facing Su Yang again, he was naturally helpless and was suppressed and beaten by Su Yang. After about dozens of rounds, Su Yang won and punched Qi Feng in the chest, knocking him to the ground and completely losing his ability to fight. Puff. Qi Feng lay on the ground, covering his chest in pain, spitting out a pool of blood, and said with a pale face, "Su Yang, don't kill me, I know the secret of Emperor Yanlong." "What secret? Tell me." Su Yang landed in front of Qi Feng and asked in a condescending voice. "Soon, he will come to Earth," Qi Feng said weakly. Su Yang frowned and said, "The news I got is that the natural formation protecting the Earth has been strengthened, and the Yanlong Immortal Emperor cannot enter. Even if he is reduced to the quasi-emperor realm, he cannot set foot on the Earth. Are you lying to me?" "No, What I said is true. In order to survive, Ji Feng explained, it is true as you said, the formation to protect the earth has been strengthened. Immortal Emperor Yanlong has made a lot of preparations. He thought he could come to the earth in full bloom. But because of the strengthening of the formation, his wish failed. However, Immortal Emperor Yanlong was not reconciled and found a new way to return to the earth in the quasi-emperor state. Qi Feng continued, although I don't know what this method is, it must be related to Master Fengzi. That's why I deliberately approached Mr. Fengzi and formed an alliance with Mr. Fengzi. The purpose is to find out the truth. Qi Feng continued, I also don't want the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor to come to Earth. I want to get rid of his control, so I am preparing for the critical moment to prevent him from coming. Su Yang, please let me go. I will go find Mr. Fengzi, get close to him, and figure out the matter. Then I will report to you. It is beneficial and harmless to save my life. The communication between Qi Feng and Su Yang was through soul transmission, and other people present could not hear it. He. Su Yang looked at Qi Feng and sneered, even if what you say is true, I can't keep you. Aren't you afraid that the Flame Dragon Immortal Emperor in the Quasi-Emperor realm will come to Earth? Qi Feng said. Afraid? Su Yang showed a smile and chuckled softly, I'm afraid he won't come. After the words fell, Su Yang took action decisively and killed Qi Feng directly. In an instant, Qi Feng turned into a corpse. Originally at the peak of divine transformation, he was suppressed to the peak of nascent soul after coming to Earth. He planned to show off his talents, but now it ended dismally. Immortal Emperor Yanlong, you must come. Su Yang sneered again, and then with a thought, he put away Ji Feng's body. He promised Su King Ai that he would find Master Fengzi's body and reattach his limbs. Now Mr. Fengzi has escaped, but Zhi Feng's body is not bad, and his realm is the same as Mr. Fengzi. Plus, there is still half a dragon body in Crimson Moon's storage ring, which can be completely integrated into it, giving Su King Ai the body of a real dragon, and her future growth will be limitless. As for the Yanlong Immortal Emperor coming to Earth in the Quasi-Emperor realm. Haha, Su Yang didn't say anything sarcastic, he really hoped that Emperor Yanlong would come over. The 4 foreign masters who descended on Jufeng Mountain ran away, died, and were disabled. One of them was imprisoned, and the crisis was completely resolved. Su Yang walked up to Guoyi and asked, Guoyi, how is your injury? But the first one is Zilong, the first emperor, and the second one is Jingke. Half a year ago, he was the one who turned the tide and started the revolution in ancient martial arts. This time it is him again. Leader Su will never disappoint. He is the representative of miracles. Jingke, the great terror at the foot of Jufeng Mountain, has broken through to the true imperial realm. He is the second truly powerful person in the imperial realm in thousands of years on Earth. The ancient warriors at the scene were all excited when they saw that the crisis in Jufeng Mountain had been resolved and the ancient martial arts world had won a great victory. For a moment, they all supported Su Yang. Thank you, Master. If the Yanlong Immortal Emperor comes to the Quasi-Emperor realm, he will definitely be deflated and may even die on Earth. Su Yang smiled bitterly and didn't care about these people. The 6th one will be the 6th one. Immediately afterwards, Guoyi took the elixir and thanked Su Yang respectfully. The 10 ancient people present were all pale with fear, kneeling on the ground, and their bodies were trembling. If Su Yang doesn't go after Mr. Fengzi, isn't he the key to the arrival of the Yanlong Immortal Emperor? Just let them do it and wait for the Yanlong Immortal Emperor to come and die. In such a short period of time, he has grown from the early stage of foundation building to a level that can compete with the peak of nascent soul. He is worthy of being the chosen one. No wonder he can start the transformation of ancient martial arts. Haha, Leader Lao Lu, it's okay, Leader Lao 6 is invincible. Su Yang smiled softly, then moved his eyes and looked around at the ancient masters who followed Mr. Fengzi. A sharp look flashed in his eyes. Now, it's time to clean up the traitors who have defected to outside the territory. Therefore, at this moment, then, Su Yang took out a bottle of elixirs, handed it to Guo Yi, and said, "Put away this bottle of elixirs. It can heal your injury. There are 5 elixirs in it. You only need to take 2. It will be useless to take more. Within 3 days, you will be back as before." Su Yang had a black line on his face. What the hell, these are all a bunch of people, how come he is the 6th child? What do you know? This is forbearance and a strategy. If the leader of the alliance takes action early, will the foreign masters kill each other? They are not weak. If they are a united front, I am afraid that the leader of the alliance will also suffer hatred. While speaking, Su Yang's power was released without reservation, sweeping across the surroundings with great force. The 6th leader is invincible. Although Jing Kai is now unstable, sometimes sober and sometimes possessed by demons, his fighting ability is at the imperial level. That's true. The alliance leader is resourceful, holds back, and finally takes the fatal shot. This is the only way to accomplish great things. Sulaolio is invincible. Ha ha ha, let me tell you something, our alliance leader is a bit of a loser. He hides his strength and waits for others to defeat him, then jumps out and ends the fight. It's really such a loser. He is just a loser. Su Yang nodded, and then with a thought, he took out the Imperial Seal's storage ring. His consciousness scanned it and found many useful things. I didn't expect that Su Yang would have such terrifying strength. It's so surprising. You are so bold that you even gave the leader a nickname. Do you want to be a part of the ancient martial arts world? Beware that the 6th leader will make it impossible for you to survive in the ancient martial arts world. The 6th leader is invincible. You're welcome. Thanks to you today, you deserve it. It's nothing serious. It's just that I forced the cleaning fan to operate and suffered backlash. I just need to rest for a while, Guo Yi said with a light smile. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 719. Old 6th Alliance, no, Leader Su, please let us go. We have no choice but to seek refuge outside the territory. Yes, Leader Su, the foreign masters are too strong. We have no power to fight back, so we have to compromise with them. We are all human beings on Earth. If you can choose for yourself, who would be willing to abandon your fellow countrymen? Leader Su, you have a lot of them. Please give us another chance. Hundreds of cultivators from the 10 ancient tribes all knelt on the ground and begged for mercy. This time, members of 2 families did not come. One of the families, naturally the Nangong family, has surrendered to Su Yang. The other family is the Shangguan family, because the Shangguan family guards the top powerhouses in the famous mountains. Prince Fengzi imprisoned them in the Shangguan family and handed them over to the custody of the Shangguan family. In addition to these 2 major families, the Dongfang family, the Duanmu family, and even the 11 family all sent people. Master Su. At this time, Dongfang Liang from the 11 family mustered up the courage to step forward and greet Su Yang cautiously. It's you. Su Yang still recognized Dongfang Liang. He had met him in Wudane Mountain and had led many masters of the 11 family to protect himself. In fact, the success of the reform of ancient martial arts cannot be achieved without the father and son 11 Jia and Dongfang Liang, who are also meritorious people. It's me. I didn't expect Mr. Su to still remember me. Dongfang Liang was extremely excited and a little emotional. The last time they met, Su Yang was just a boy in the foundation building realm, and Dongfang Liang didn't take him seriously. But who would have thought that now, Su Yang would actually grow up to the point where he could obliterate the peak of nascent soul. What a trick of fate. Su Yang nodded and said, "You have been kind to me, and I will naturally not forget you. But why are you with these people? Your 11 family has gone abroad." "Hey, yes, but we were indeed forced. It's a long story." Dongfang Liang sighed and explained, "Not long after the ancient martial arts revolution, Jian Chen, the extraterritorial master who controlled the Dongfang family, held a meeting in the Dongfang family. The top 10 ancient clans had to send representatives to attend. It was inevitable for our 11 family to participate, so my father, 11 Louis, went to the Dongfang family in person." Dongfang Liang continued, "At the meeting, the Dongfang family proposed that the 10 ancient clans unite to jointly cleanse the ancient martial arts world and destroy the famous mountains. My father was the first to stand up and object, and refused to obey. As a result, he was killed by Jian Chen with a single sword. Afterwards, the head of the Shangguan family, Shangguan Wuyuan, came to the 11 family immediately and reminded us that the 11 family must be careful and it is best to take the initiative to surrender outside the territory, otherwise it will be destroyed." Having said this, Dongfang Liang's eyes turned red and he choked up slightly. "In order to save hundreds of lives of the 11 family, and also to preserve the thousands of years of 11 families' inheritance, I have no choice but to follow what the head of the Shangguan family said, take the initiative to contact the Dongfang family and seek refuge outside the territory." In the end, with the plea of the head of the Shangguan family, the 11 family was spared from disaster, but they were stigmatized for surrendering to the enemy. Dongfang Liang said with a complicated expression, "Hey, I don't know whether what I did is right or wrong. Mr. Su, if you want to punish, just punish me. I am the one who led all this, and everyone in the 11 family just listens to me. Order, you must not blame them." "Master. Master, you also wanted to protect the 11 family. You did nothing wrong." "Yes, if it weren't for you, we would have died half a year ago. How could we be alive now? We would die together. Die together." Many members of the 11 family who came to Jufeng Mountain stood behind Dongfang Liang and wanted to live and die with Dongfang Liang. "You." Seeing this, Dongfang Liang said coldly, "You fools, get out of here." Among the many masters of the 11 family, none of them retreated, and everyone was prepared to die generously. "All right." After Su Yang learned the truth, he said calmly, "Dongfang Liang, don't act about life and death. I already understand what happened. After your father died, in order to preserve the inheritance of the 11 family, you chose to live in an ignoble existence. This is understandable." Su Yang continued, "What's more, since you have contributed to the reform of ancient martial arts, I will naturally not punish you. You guys stand behind me. As for other families, especially the Dongfang family, he." Su Yang sneered, and a sharp murderous intent flashed in his eyes. "Leader Su, please spare your life. We are also forced to do this. Please be kind and give us a chance to change our ways." "Yes, Leader Su, more than 100 years ago, Master Jian Chen, no, that bitch Jian Chen has already taken over the Dongfang family. We want to resist, but unfortunately we can't do anything. Leader Su, also, the decision to defect to the outside world was made by the top brass of the Dongfang family and has nothing to do with us." Many experts from the Dongfang family tried to explain, but everyone was terrified. He. Su Yang showed a sneer and said in a deep voice, "That being said, you are proud to seek refuge outside the territory and have experts from outside the territory to take charge. Just for this, you will be punished." Puff puff. As soon as he finished speaking, Su Yang took action decisively. With a raised hand, he killed almost all the masters of the Dongfang family, leaving only one person behind. "You're head of the Dongfang family, Dongfang Liang, why didn't you come?" Where is he now? Su Yang asked coldly. Home, the head of the family has gone into seclusion, half a year ago, and I haven't seen him for a long time. The survivor knelt on the ground and said with a trembling voice, Leader Su, please don't kill me. I will never dare to do anything for people outside the territory again. Late. Su Yang grimaced, raised his hand again, and killed the man. Today, many powerful people from the 10 ancient clans came. As for the cultivators on earth, almost all of them belong to the 10 ancient races. It was impossible for Su Yang to kill them all, lest he interrupt the inheritance of cultivators on earth. However, it is necessary to kill the chicken to scare the monkeys, and to sound a wake-up call to these cultivators, letting them know that there will be no good consequences for seeking refuge outside the territory. You have also seen that people from outside the territory are not invincible. I will not kill you today. I will give you a chance. If I see you fighting with people from outside the territory next time, don't blame me for being rude. Su Yang said coldly, and at the same time released a terrifying force that swept across the entire place, overwhelming the cultivators who were trembling with fear. Thank you, Alliance Leader Su, for showing mercy. Thank you, Alliance Leader Su, for showing mercy. Thank you, Alliance Leader Su, for showing mercy. Everyone was relieved and kowtowed, completely surrendering to Su Yang's pressure. Guo Yi. At this time, Su Yang remembered Guo Yi's story and said, the Xiahe family are here. As for how to deal with them, you can decide for yourself. Thank you, Master. Guo Yi bent down to salute and thank Su Yang respectfully. Su Yang nodded, then turned his gaze to Dongfang Liang and asked, Zifang Liang, where did your ancestor Xiao go? Why didn't you mention it just now? Urban Super Dude. Author, Eagle in the Desert. Chapter 720. Su Yang was deeply impressed by Xiao, especially since he was poisoned by Lin Yuan last time, and it was Xiao who finally helped him resolve it. Xiao has been very kind to Su Yang from the beginning. She never looks at others, only Su Yang. Later Su Yang found out that the reason why Xiao was good to Su Yang was because of his mother Shi Yuyan. At that time, Shi Yuyan was like a ray of white moonlight, which warmed Xiao. Later, something happened that caused Xiao to transfer her feelings for Shi Yuyan to Su Yang. Xiao has rescued Su Yang several times. Every time Su Yang is on the verge of despair, there will always be someone dressed in white who appears to resolve the crisis for Su Yang. Nowadays, it has been half a year since the last meeting. Experts from outside the region are threatening the 11 family, and Xiao, as the ancestor of the 11 family, has no reason not to come forward. But Dongfang Liang didn't mention Xiao, which gave Su Yang a vague premonition. Ancestor, she. When Dongfang Liang heard Su Yang's inquiry, he instantly showed a wry smile. Leader Su, to be honest, I have never seen my ancestor since the last time I saw her in Wudang Mountain. She didn't go back to 11's house. I don't know where she went. I can't contact her at all. Dongfang Liang continued, however, it is a good thing that the ancestor is not here. Otherwise, with the character of our ancestors, we will definitely not succumb to any force. Moreover, our ancestors always seek revenge. If Jian Chen killed my father, our ancestors will definitely seek revenge on Jian Chen at all costs. Dongfang Liang continued, as for the masters from outside the territory, how can our ancestor be the opponent of those people who are very powerful, so I did not deliberately look for my ancestor. Huh, Su Yang frowned and said, Xiao hasn't returned to the 11 family, so where can she go? Have no idea. Dongfang Liang shook his head, but he didn't know. Su Yang. At this time, Qian Sha came over and said, I know something about Xiao. She went to the 11 family's ancestral land, Yu and Zing, and stayed with him. The ancestral land of the 11 family. Su Yang asked doubtfully, Yu and Xing also went. Qianqianqia nodded and said, this is what Shuer and Zhao have agreed upon. The specific reason is unknown. Su Yang, you don't have to worry about this. Shuer trusts Zhao and she knows you too. She will definitely not harm you and Xing. Su Yang nodded lightly, naturally not worried about this, but just curious about the reason. It's okay now, the recovery of spiritual energy is about to begin, and Jiangbei is about to be turbulent and chaotic. The two little guys, Yu and Xing, can follow Zhao to the 11 family's ancestral land, and Su Yang has less worries. Thank you Mr. Guo for not killing me. At this time, Guo Yi had already finished handling his own affairs. He did not drive out all the Xiahe family members, but only executed a few people who had killed his friends. As for the others, Guo Yi did not pursue the case. It's too early to thank you. There is still one person in the Xiahe family who must die. After Su Yang and his party left, the scene exploded with people shouting. Well, not bad, there is a pattern. Su Yang showed a smile, then thought about it, took out a golden scale from the storage ring, handed it to Xiang Liang, and said, if you hold this thing, it can help you resist the evil. With it, you can ignore the ominous situation and directly step into the realm of pill formation. The corner of Su Yang's mouth raised and he said, at that time, who dares not to obey your orders? The golden scales were taken from Qi Feng's body. Thank you so much, Leader Su. Also, you have to kill all the Dongfang family members who came to Jufeng Mountain this time. However, there are stronger ones in the Dongfang family. Dongfang Yao is already a third-level fake elixir. His father, Dongfang Buliang, is even more powerful. It's tyranny. With your years of accumulation, you can easily advance to the middle or even late stage of pill formation. These people were so frightened that they all agreed, full of fear of Su Yang. The west is bright. Well, you're welcome. Dongfang Liang smiled bitterly and said, Leader Su, you are making things difficult for me. After some intimidation, Su Yang's eyes fell on Zifang Liang and said, you have dealt with these ancient tribesmen. From now on, you will be in charge of them. Now, I have only created the shattering golden pill once, which is a fake pill. Among the 10 ancient clans, there are many people stronger than me. Dongfang Liang continued, take the Xiahe family for example. Their ancestor Xiahe Wu is a 9-turn false pill. His strength is far greater than mine. How could he obey my orders? When Dongfang Liang heard this, he was extremely excited. He slowly took the golden scales and looked at Su Yang with eyes full of gratitude and awe. It doesn't matter. Dongfang Liang smiled bitterly, I am a humble person, so how can I lead the 10 ancient clans with my virtue? Guo Yi held a feather fan and said in a calm tone, the 4th lady of your Xiahe family, I hope to hear the news of her death today, otherwise I will personally crush the Xiahe family. By then, it won't be a matter of one person dying. Su Yang smiled, then looked around at the many cultivators present, and said calmly, you don't have to be envious, I tell you good news. The spiritual energy is about to recover. Soon, the earth will no longer be ominous, and the spiritual energy will become incomparable. Enough, every one of you will have the opportunity to climb to a higher level, just wait and see. Guo Yi nodded and turned back behind Su Yang, his eyes full of respect. Su Yang nodded, and then followed Qianqianxia and strode into Jufeng Mountain. Therefore, Su Yang gave the bright golden scales to the west today and asked him to take charge of the 10 ancient clans. It was just a favor. Reporting to the master, the earth will soon enter the golden age. By then, these people will be a force to resist the outside world. I cannot reduce the strength of the earth because of personal hatred, Guo Yi responded truthfully. Nangang Yu and Guo Yi followed closely behind. Guo Yi, why don't you destroy them? Su Yang asked with a smile. Please rest assured, Mr. Guo, I will definitely give you a satisfactory explanation, a young leader of the Xiahe family said respectfully. Grandpa Qian, find me a quiet room. I want to refine the elixir to heal Senior Wu, Su Yang finally said. Su Yang nodded in praise, then glanced at the Xiahe family, and said solemnly, Xiahe family, I remember, if you dare to serve outside the territory again and are proud of it, I will not hesitate to take action. Not only the Xiahe family, but also you. The Dongfang family is a lesson for you. I hope you will take care of yourself, Su Yang said coldly. The 11 family was kind to Su Yang, and Dongfang Liang also helped Su Yang in Wudang Mountain. Okay, Su Yang, please come this way.